Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. I'm playing series of videos I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. I just had an incredibly delightful exchange. But we'll get into that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I am inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today, folks? What happens to be my Dropout King shirt. Which I love this shirt, especially since one of the lead singers is wearing a bucket hat. I like bucket hats. If you watch my channel, you might know I like bucket hats. But anyway, who and or what are the Dropout Kings? They are a band of, much to my delight, kind of a nu metal style of music. Basically a mix of sort of heavier music with rap elements to it. They have two vocalists, so you have one guy who does more of the rap vocals, one guy who does more of the harsh vocals. I ran into these guys a few years ago. They were out on tour with the band Head PE and Cultist Black. I'd never heard of them before. Honestly, I wasn't even really looking into them all that much at that time. But when they got on stage and they started doing what they do, I was instantly impressed. I thought they were really great. I love that type of blending of music. And I thought they were so cool. I, got some merch, talked to them a little bit after the set. They were very nice guys. I even got some videos of their set. Those videos are on the channel, just in case maybe you want to check them out, see what they're about. If nothing else, I'd be more than happy to kind of point you in the right direction as far as their music goes, because I think they're an incredible band. But anyway, folks, what am I trying for you today? What are we doing here? Why did I have a delightful exchange? Well, folks, I headed back out to Aunt Tina's Kitchen, which is a cool soul food spot that just opened up, Southern Comfort Food. They just opened up not too long ago, just a few months ago. Originally, and they still have their their food truck and everything, but they opened a brick and mortar location. And I was there pretty early on after they opened up. I reviewed a couple items from them, their ribeye sandwich and their meatloaf sandwich. Go watch those videos if you're interested. And I decided to go over there and pop on out. And it was a really cool thing because a friend of mine named Kyle, who's a super good dude and maybe even a bigger foodie than I am, he actually went out there just a few days prior, and, he talked with them and told them that he knew me, and it turns out that they'd seen my videos. So I went in today, and I met with the owners, Abby and Tony, who were just extremely cool people, and, they appreciated that I did the videos, and it was a warm and fuzzy feeling, I'm not gonna lie. Because that's really why I do these, especially these local restaurant reviews. That's, hopefully my reviews can have a positive impact. And by the way, I've done a lot of local reviews, so much so I have an entire playlist called Eating Out Illinois, which is a playlist for just Illinois spots. And that's where these Aunt Tina reviews are going to go. So, of course, I wasn't going to leave without reviewing something. So what did I get for you folks from Aunt Tina's? Well, it happens to be... It's so much. I'm going to have to move it over a little bit. It's boom! What the hell is that besides a whole bunch of barbecue meat? This is their mac stack, which is mac and cheese piled high with pulled pork and barbecue. That's a good thing. And actually, funny thing is, my friend Kyle, who, by the way, love you, Kyle, he went to Aunt Tina's based off my recommendation. I am reviewing this based off of his recommendation. So it's a whole circular. I love it. It's warm and fuzzy. But anyway, let's try. Well, first of all, let's get a thing for the thing before I forget, because I am an idiot. And we'll do it like this. We'll go, ha, 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 ha. That looks so good. And we got a fork. Also, full credit to them. They have a Seagram's ginger ale in their fountain machine, which is, I love Seagram's, so I did a review on Seagram's. So let's go ahead. There's so much pork. Let's get some of the pork in here. Let's try out some of their pork. Ooh. That's really good pulled pork. Nice and tender. Still has a little bite to it. Because I have had pulled pork in the past from, where was it? There was some place, I can't remember, but it was this barbecue place I used to go to. And I like their food, but their pulled pork, something about the texture of it was always a little bit off. It was like almost too tender. But with this, it's still nice and tender, super easy to get or to go over there and chew. But again, it's got a little spring back. And personally, that's like to my preference. I don't want it to be like overly tender. That's really good. But of course, it's not just about the pulled pork. It's also about the barbecue sauce. Now, for me personally, I like a range of barbecue sauces in different styles, but I prefer like a richer barbecue sauce over like an overly sweet barbecue sauce. And the nice thing about that is that's pretty much what I'm getting here. There's some sweetness to it, to be sure, but it's got, again, it has like a more rich flavor. It's got some depth. Like, I don't know what specific barbecue sauce they're using for it, but whatever it is, it's definitely some nice barbecue sauce. It fits my palate, you know. So I like that. And then we've got mac and cheese underneath. Oh! Oh. Oh, damn it. I mean, that's so good. When when you think like Southern comfort, like soul style food and everything like that, mac and cheese, I think, is like one of those things that just is kind of inherent with it. Mind you, I am not an expert on that type of food, but I'm learning. That's part of the experience of doing the sampler platter videos. But but mac and cheese is one of those things. It can so easily be a throwaway because it's kind of an easy win. Like, even not so great mac and cheese is still typically pretty good. I mean, Kraft mac and cheese, obviously. But that's not the case with this. It is ooey and gooey, super cheesy, clearly very well very well cooked. And again, it doesn't, like, even though, yeah, you have like obviously this mound of delicious pulled pork on top, not only does it complement the whole dish, but it doesn't feel like, again, like it's just, oh, we're just tossing it on the mac and cheese because the mac and cheese by itself stands on its own. Because that is some Dan fine mac and cheese. And then on top of that, the ooey gooey cheesiness with that sort of more rich kind of flavor from the barbecue sauce plus the pork flavor. Like, when you put all those things together, that is delectable. That is exactly what you want from a place like Aunt Tina's. You want that, like, that comfort food, exactly what it's called. You want something that it's decadent, maybe you shouldn't feel super proud of the fact that you're going to devour this entire thing, because that's going to happen, by the way. But at the end of the day, you're still going to feel really good that you did it, because it's simple, it's delicious, but the key thing is, it's about how you pull it off. Because fundamentally, if any of these elements don't work, because it is, relatively simple dish at its core, if anything is off, it diminishes the entire experience. But that's not the case here. The mac and cheese is on point, pulled pork is on point, and I like their choice of barbecue sauce. That is all very good, and it works really well as a dish. But two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Clearly, yes and yes. Like I said, with this being my third outing to Tina's Kitchen, and and the thing is, a lot of times when it comes to, like, especially local places and stuff like that, like, I go into it and I just, I'm always hoping for the best. And even places that I've been to in the past, because let's be honest, they can have an off day or whatever, and I hate it when my reviews end up in that situation, because I always want to be positive. And now that I've done 3 reviews from Aunt Tina's, everything I've had has been spectacular. And again, the people are super nice. The staff are really nice. I always root for local establishments, and Antina's is the embodiment of why. Because they're making great food, they're contributing to the local scene, and again, they just seem like really good quality people providing really wonderful service. And I would absolutely get this again because it's fucking mac and cheese with pulled pork on it. And it's delicious, and I love it. And if you watch my channel long enough, you might already know what I'm about to say, but I have to call this the business. If you don't know what I mean, when I call something the business, that means that fundamentally it's like a perfect item, You can maybe, change up a little bit here or there, but like structurally, it's as good as it needs to be. And I think that really is, again, kind of the beauty of like soul food and comfort food, like when it's done really well. It's just, again, it's just simplicity, but just done to perfection. And I think that Antina's does a really fantastic job of that. Again, 3 reviews now, and every single one of them has been fantastic. So, and if I'm recommending them, of course I'm recommending them. Never mind the fact that they're like the only Southern comfort food in, at least for me, fairly immediate driving distance. But then again, just the fact that, like, again, just wonderful people, really cool establishment, and they're exactly the type of place that I'm always rooting for. Just build themselves from the ground up, put out a great product, and then let's just, word of mouth, let's get it out there. Let's make sure that places like this, Antina's and other places like this, that they succeed and do well. So I'm definitely giving them my recommendation. But anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go over there and have themselves a truly local, fantastic rest of your life. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do can't do it all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. And folks, I have said this time and again throughout the course of my reviews, support your local food scene. Get out there, and I'm, again, like I'm not trying to, if you enjoy your McDonald's, you enjoy, your Domino's, whatever, hey, I enjoy that stuff too. But mix it up, maybe, a couple times a week, if you can. Not everybody can, and that's okay. Not everybody has to, but again, it's so important. So, just as a final shout out to Tony and Abby and all of the really wonderful people at Antina's Kitchen, and to my buddy Kyle, who, it's just a fucking awesome dude. And again, it's the fact that a weird, misbegotten troll like myself gets to go over there and have, even in some small way, some association with such fine, outstanding people otherwise. It warms my frozen robotic ninja heart. Anyway, bye.